In this video, I'd like to talk about the concept of finding percents. Or in other words, we're going to be looking at very simple percent word problems. And with all these problems, it helps to have a familiarity with essentially converting the English words into an equation. And so a few key words to look out for. And this, honestly, this will help with all kinds of word problems. But if you ever see something like what or what number or something like that, where it's kind of up for question exactly what they're talking about, or maybe there's a value missing, this is your variable. So when we say what here, this is referring to the number that you're trying to find. And usually we'll just use x, but you can use whatever number you want for that. So when you see what, think about your variable. Now, when you see is, that is your equal sign. So think equality when you see the verb to be. And it doesn't always have to be is, it could be was or were, but as long as it's that verb to be, then they're referring to equality. Now, when you see the word of, when you're taking some percentage of something else, or like if you want 1/2 of 12, whenever you see that word of, that's going to be involved in multiplication. So the word of here, you can think of as the operator to multiply. So these are kind of the key words. You might see other ones, like for instance, you might see the word per. That is the operator for division. So if you see that word, that is a clue that you should divide. If you see the word product, that's multiplication, quotient is division, sum is addition, and difference is subtraction, but you're not going to see those as much in these types of problems. So now that we at least know what these English words are representing, we can set up an equation to actually solve this. So let me just make a little bit of room so that we can do this. And the question we're looking at is, what is 80% of 25? So remember, you see that word what? That's our missing number, x. And then is your equal sign. And then 80% of 25, so times 25. And then all of a sudden we have an equation that we can actually solve. So let me just rewrite it down here. X, or what number, x, is equal to 80% of, meaning multiply 25. So we just need to actually compute this. So multiply 80% times 25. And to do that, I'm going to rewrite 80% as a decimal. Remember, percent means divide by 100. And this can be reduced. First of all, they're each divisible by 10. So this is just 8/10 or 0.8. We can write it like that. So rewriting our equation, we have x is, we'll say 0.8 times 25. Now you could have written it as a fraction as well. It's the fraction 4/5 times 25. But at this point, we just got to carry out this multiplication. 8 times 25 is 200, and then you move the decimal one place over. Or if you do it this way, 25 divided by 5, that simplifies to 5. You get 5 times 4, which is 20. So x in this case is 20, and then you just want to make sense of it. Is 20 really 80% of 25? So 100% of 25 is 25. So 80% of it, it's going to be a little bit less, but still pretty close to it, and 20 does match that description. So you can always double check this. Once you've done it by hand, you can double check it in your calculator. Actually multiply 80% times 25, and you'll see that you get 20.